You have walked a path filled with misunderstanding and ridicule. At times, it seemed as if the world could not bear the truths you carried within you. And yet, those who once mocked you now find themselves at your feet, seeking the wisdom they once rejected. How ironic that those who once laughed now nod in reverence. This is the path of those who are ahead of their time. It is not an easy path, but it is a necessary one. And you, dear listener, are the living proof of its quiet strength. People did not reject you because you were wrong, but because your truth frightened them. It threatened the comfortable illusions they had built around their lives. Fear often hides behind laughter or dismissive remarks. They did not mock you because they found flaws in your insight, but because they feared the change you embodied. And when the wave of reality finally broke over them, when the truths you spoke could no longer be ignored, regret spread within their hearts. They did not reject you, they rejected the discomfort of facing their own illusions. Your quiet confidence has always been your strength. While others sought attention and tried to outshout one another, you stood in calm certainty. That silence unsettled them. It forced them to question themselves in ways they were not ready for. They mistook your calm presence for indifference, overlooking the power hidden in your stillness. In time, they came to realize that silence can be louder than words, and that calmness in the midst of chaos is a strength only the wise possess. Is it not ironic how those who once dismissed your knowledge now seek it? They come to you now, humbled by the realization that what they mocked was exactly what they needed. Yet their ego, their pride, often prevents them from openly admitting they were wrong. They frame their questions awkwardly, but you know. You see through their hesitation. You understand that their journey toward truth is still unfolding, and you meet them with grace, even when they do not deserve it. Foresight is both a gift and a burden. To see what others cannot often means walking alone. You witnessed illusions collapse, lies dissolve, and truths surface that others were not prepared to face. It was isolating. Their mockery was never about you, it was about their own discomfort. It is easier to laugh at what they do not understand than to admit they might be wrong. But their laughter was never a reflection of your flaws. It was a reflection of their fear. While they played checkers, you played chess. They looked for quick wins, easy answers, and shallow successes, while you played the long game. Your strategy, grounded in patience and wisdom, always outlasted their impulsiveness. In the end, your quiet moves led to a checkmate they never saw coming. Their short-sightedness was their downfall, while your foresight became your triumph. Yet that triumph came at a cost. Knowing too much too soon weighs heavily on the soul. You watched them stumble into mistakes you could have helped them avoid. But they did not want your guidance. Their ignorance deepened your sense of isolation, and though you tried to help, their pride built walls you could not tear down. Their ego was always the enemy, not you. Their pride blinded them to your wisdom and made them resistant to change. To admit you were right would have meant confronting their own weaknesses, a fear many could not face. So they resisted. They denied. Yet ego is fragile, and it eventually breaks under the weight of unavoidable truth. When the illusion of their superiority shattered, they were left with the bitter taste of realization. They had mistaken your patience for weakness, your quiet strength for passivity. In their arrogance and delusion, they underestimated you. But now they see the truth, you were always steps ahead. And while their arrogance made them vulnerable, your humility made you unstoppable. Vindication is bittersweet. At first there is a fleeting sense of satisfaction in having been right, but it quickly fades as the deeper implications become clear. The validation you receive does not erase the frustrations, doubts, and sacrifices you endured along the way. Instead of joy, you feel a quiet, reflective acknowledgement of the journey, of the trials that tested your patience and determination. Every choice to remain true to yourself, even when others doubted or dismissed you, came at a cost. Being right highlights the missed opportunities, not only theirs for ignoring the truth, but also yours. You had to battle through obstacles their ignorance placed in your way, delaying progress that could have come sooner. The price was not only theirs, it weighed on your growth, your time, and your peace of mind. Yet you carried this burden without bitterness, with grace, knowing each step was necessary for a greater purpose. The burden of truth is heavy and often isolating. It requires a strength not everyone possesses. While others turned away, you kept walking, even when the road was unclear. Vindication may bring closure, but rarely triumph. Instead, it offers the chance to reflect on the resilience and strength you demonstrated throughout the process. At the root of their rejection was fear, not malice. Fear is a powerful force, often blinder than open hostility. They did not reject you as a person, they rejected what you represented, a mirror of their own insecurities and a challenge to their established beliefs. You were living proof that change was possible, that their illusions of comfort and safety were exactly that, illusions. Your presence unsettled the balance they clung to. It forced them to consider truths they were not prepared to face, truths that would have required them to reevaluate their lives and their choices. Such confrontation with reality can be terrifying, especially when someone's identity is tied to the lies they tell themselves. So they resisted, not out of hatred, but as a defense mechanism, hoping that by rejecting you they could silence the uncomfortable truths you embodied. But truth is patient. It does not push, it does not force. It waits for the right moment to emerge, knowing it cannot be suppressed forever. No matter how hard they tried to escape it, truth endured, slowly dissolving their illusions. And when it finally surfaced, it was undeniable, tearing apart the comfortable lies they once depended on. They never understood the cost of truth. To them, truth was an abstract concept, something to debate, or to dismiss when inconvenient. They did not grasp the emotional and psychological weight it carries for those who bear it. For you, truth was not just an idea, it was a calling, a responsibility you could not ignore, even when it hurt. Carrying truths others were not ready for was not just lonely, it was painful. It left emotional scars, constant reminders of the weight you bore for the sake of integrity. These scars are invisible to the world, yet they run deep. While they chose ignorance and denial, you chose the harder path, the path of authenticity, which often meant walking alone. They were unprepared for the weight of reality, but you carried it anyway. You did not bear it because you wanted to, but because you had to. It was never about proving a point, it was about staying true to yourself and to the values that matter most. Even when they dismissed you, you remained steadfast, knowing that the weight of truth is a price worth paying. Now they can no longer overlook the truth. The comfortable illusions they once clung to have shattered, exposing them to the reality they had long tried to avoid. They have lost the shield of ignorance and the false security it provided. Every missed opportunity and every ignored warning is now painfully clear, and they must face the consequences of their denial. For you, this moment is not about vindication, it is about perseverance. While they struggle to adjust to their new reality, you have already moved forward. The strength you gained throughout your journey has carried you beyond the limits of their understanding. Your unshakable commitment to truth has become a source of inspiration, a guiding light for those ready to see. Your strength is no longer just your own. It has become a beacon for others who seek clarity and direction. While they wrestle with their awakening, you continue your path, stronger and more focused than ever. The truth that once weighed you down has become your greatest ally, empowering you to live authentically and inspire others to do the same. This is not about triumph or revenge. It is about peace. The peace of knowing you were always on the right path, even when others doubted you. It is about embracing the journey of growth and truth, no matter how lonely or challenging it may be. And as you continue forward, remember that your strength lies in your quiet determination and your commitment to truth. You are not alone on this path, together we move forward. Imagine for a moment that you did not stumble upon this video by accident. Something brought you here, something deeper than a simple click or a recommendation. You are here because this message, right now, at this moment of your life, is meant for you. Welcome. This space is for you, a place to reflect, to grow, and to discover the truths within yourself. Today, we are diving into something profound: the challenges you face, the joy you seek, and the person you are becoming. By the end, you will understand why your struggles are shaping you into the person you are destined to be, and why this moment is the perfect time to celebrate your growth. Life is full of challenges. Each one feels like a burden, a weight that sometimes seems too heavy to carry. But remember, just as medicine may taste bitter yet heals the body, challenges are medicine for your soul. They are uncomfortable, even painful, but they are necessary. Think of a sculptor working on a rough block of marble. Every strike, every fragment removed reveals a masterpiece. That masterpiece is you. Picture the process of building muscle through physical training. The muscles ache, the body tires, and yet, day by day, you grow stronger. Challenges work the same way for your soul. They test you, push you, perhaps even exhaust you, but with each trial you become more resilient. Look back at your recent struggles, the sleepless nights, the doubts, the moments when you thought you could not go on. And yet, you are here. Stronger. Wiser. Still standing. That is not by chance. That is growth. Now let us talk about living in the moment. This phrase is often misunderstood. People hear it and think it means losing themselves in fleeting pleasures or reckless indulgence. But true presence does not mean losing yourself, it means finding yourself. Living in the moment means being fully aware of the now, not running from it, not clinging to the past or the future, but embracing what is right in front of you. Joy is not found by chasing fleeting desires. True joy lies in small, meaningful moments, a conversation with someone who understands you, the feeling of sunlight on your skin, the satisfaction after a job well done. It is not about what you consume or achieve, but about how you experience and connect with life. And here is the paradox: joy often comes through restraint. That may sound contradictory at first, but think about it. When you choose to say no to something that does not align with your values, you are really saying yes to your deeper truth. Every no is a boundary that protects your peace, a step toward a life that is in harmony with your core beliefs. It is not always easy. In fact, it takes tremendous strength and clarity to choose what truly serves you instead of immediate gratification. Letting go of things that no longer serve you is an act of profound self-love. It is a choice to honor your worth and place your mental and emotional well-being above convenience or familiarity. These moments, however difficult, are transformative. They teach you to trust yourself and to build a life based on intention rather than obligation. The joy that comes from such decisions is quieter, subtler, but far more lasting. These quiet acts of discipline may not feel joyful in the moment, they may feel like sacrifices or even losses. Yet with time, they shape a life that feels lighter and more aligned with who you are meant to be. Restraint does not mean denying joy, it means creating space for a deeper, fuller joy that arises from living in harmony with your values and your purpose. Effort also plays a crucial role in cultivating joy. The things that truly matter in life, authentic relationships, a sense of purpose, and self-respect, do not come effortlessly. They require time, energy, and the willingness to grow. This effort is not a burden, it is an investment in a meaningful life. Every step, no matter how small, contributes to something greater. Without effort, joy would lack the depth that makes it so powerful. Think of a garden. It does not bloom overnight. It needs consistent care, watering, pruning, nourishing, before flowers can flourish. The same principle applies to your life. The effort you put into your dreams, your relationships, and your personal growth is like tending to that garden. The process may be challenging, even frustrating at times, but the rewards are unmatched. When the garden of your life blossoms, its beauty and vibrancy make every effort worthwhile. Balance lies in enjoying the present moment while staying true to your higher goals. Joy is not about reaching a destination, it is about finding fulfillment along the journey. The efforts you make today add depth to the life you are building. Even the smallest acts of care and perseverance have the power to bring deep joy when you see them as part of a bigger picture. Every challenge you face shapes you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. Imagine a sculptor working on a block of marble. Each strike of the chisel may seem harsh or even destructive, but with every strike, the artist reveals a masterpiece. Your life works in the same way. The setbacks and struggles you face are not there to break you, they refine and shape you into something extraordinary. Difficulties, however painful, serve a greater purpose. They force you to grow, to adapt, and to discover strengths you never knew you had. Every moment of doubt or hardship is an opportunity to learn and to connect more deeply with your true self. Through these trials, you develop the resilience and wisdom needed to navigate the complexities of life. The process is not easy, but the transformation is profound. Looking back, you will realize how every challenge contributed to your journey. The things you once saw as obstacles were actually stepping stones. They shaped your character, taught you lessons, and prepared you for the future. Life's difficulties are not setbacks, they are the tools that shape your greatest masterpiece, yourself. Perspective has the power to change how you experience hardship. When you begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth, their ability to harm or discourage you fades. Instead of obstacles, they become stepping stones guiding you toward the next level of self-realization. Every trial becomes a lesson, every setback an opportunity to rise again. This shift in perspective does not erase the pain, but it transforms it into something meaningful. Your inner demons, fear, doubt, insecurity, may always be present, but they lose power each time you face them. Every victory, no matter how small, weakens their hold on your life. Over time, these once overwhelming forces become faint reminders of what you have already overcome. The progress you have made is undeniable. With every step forward, you rewrite the story of your life, turning struggles into triumphs. Look at how far you have come. The person you are today is proof of your strength and endurance. You have turned pain into power, obstacles into opportunities, and doubt into determination. Celebrate this growth. You are living proof that perspective, resilience, and self-belief can turn even the hardest times into stepping stones toward an extraordinary life. Joy exists beyond the surface-level desires that so often distract us. True joy is born of connection with yourself, with others, and with the world around you. It springs from acts of kindness and from living in alignment with your true self. And here lies the irony: the joy that feels most enduring often comes from the things that seem the hardest: discipline, sacrifice, perseverance. You have grown more than you realize. Take a moment to reflect on that. The person you are today is not the same as you were a year ago, or even a month ago. You have faced challenges, learned lessons, and become stronger in ways you may not even notice. Success is not about perfection or meeting society's expectations. It is about growth, resilience, and staying true to yourself. So here is what I want you to do. Reflect on how far you have come. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. You have earned it. And if this message resonates with you, take a moment to share it. Write 777 in the comments as a symbol of alignment and growth. Let it be a reminder to yourself and a sign to others that they are not alone on this journey. Remember, you are not here by accident. This is your moment, your reminder, your call to action. Keep moving forward, keep growing, and keep shining. This world needs the best version of you, and you are already on your way to becoming exactly that.